There are two types of passengers cruise crew remember: the ones they are happy to see again, and the ones they warn each other about. The interesting part is most passengers reveal which one they are much faster than they realize. It might happen at guest services, it might happen in the casino, it might happen at dinner, or it might happen the first time the room steward opens the cabin door. Crew notice patterns quickly. They notice who stays calm. They notice who turns small problems into big scenes. They notice who treats the cruise card like pretend money. And they notice who is kind only when they want something. So today we're looking at 13 things cruise crew notice about passengers immediately. And by the end, you may never look at passenger behavior on a cruise ship the same way again. Number one, the passenger who gets flagged before they realize it. You know that passenger you sometimes see at guest services, the one talking down to the crew, demanding a manager, acting like the whole ship should stop because something small did not go their way. It is easy to stand behind them and get annoyed. But sometimes the best thing you can do is smile to yourself and think, you may not realize this, but the crew are noticing a lot more than you think. Because on a cruise ship, bad behavior does not always disappear the second the passenger walks away. If someone is rude, aggressive, constantly demanding, refusing rules, causing problems, or treating staff badly, that can be noted or remembered by the people who need to know. And that is where it gets interesting. That same passenger might walk onto their next cruise, all smiles, head straight to guest services after embarkation, and ask if there are any free upgrades available. They might be polite that day. They might suddenly be sweet as anything. But if there is already a history attached to that guest, the person behind the desk may know more than they are letting on. The answer might still be polite, but it may also be a very firm no. The crew are not just looking at who is loud in the moment, they are looking at patterns. So if you're kind, calm, and reasonable, that can follow you around in a good way. But if you become the passenger who makes every small problem harder than it needs to be, that can follow you too. And the funny thing is, the rude passenger may never know why the ship suddenly seems a lot less generous. Number two, the guest who forgets the cruise card keeps score. Most passengers know their cruise card is not just for opening the cabin door. They know they use it to buy drinks, get on and off the ship, pay for specialty dining, charge things to the room, play in the casino, buy photos, book little extras, and enjoy the cruise without carrying cash around. That is exactly why it feels so easy. Too easy. You tap the card for a cocktail, then another, then maybe a coffee, a photo, a shop purchase, a bingo card, a specialty dessert, a casino credit, a late night snack. And because no cash is leaving your hand, it can start to feel like the spending is not really happening. But the ship knows. The system is keeping the score, even when the passenger is not. Crew can often see the pattern, where the charges came from, when they happened, and which card was used. So when someone has a wild few days on board and then acts stunned at the final bill, the crew may have already seen that story many times before. That does not mean mistakes never happen. They do. If a charge is wrong, ask about it calmly and get it checked. But if someone thinks they can tap their way through the cruise, enjoy every extra, and then talk their way out of it later, they may be in for a very awkward moment. Because your cruise card is like a wallet with a memory, you might forget what you bought on night three, but the ship probably will not. Number three, the casino mood swing crew see before anyone else. The casino shows crew a side of passengers they may not see anywhere else. Someone can walk in laughing, joking, and feeling lucky. Then the machine turns cold, the table does not go their way, or the money disappears faster than they expected. And suddenly the mood changes. Crew notice that switch. The passenger who is friendly while winning, but rude when losing. The one who blames the dealer. The one who keeps saying, just one more. The one who has had too much to drink and starts getting louder every time the game does not go their way. You might be sitting nearby thinking, this is about to get awkward. The crew probably noticed before you did. That does not mean gambling is bad if someone enjoys it responsibly. Plenty of passengers set a limit, have some fun, and walk away. But the casino is one of the easiest places for crew to spot who can handle themselves and who starts losing control. And if a passenger becomes abusive, aggressive, too drunk, or starts causing trouble, it can go beyond embarrassment. They can be watched more closely. They can be cut off from drinks. They can be asked to leave the casino. And in serious cases, security can get involved. So if you go to the casino, treat it like paid entertainment because the crew may forget who won and who lost. But they will remember the person who turned a bad run into a scene. And coming up, you will start seeing two very different types of passengers: the ones who enjoy the cruise without making life harder for everyone else, and the ones who think they are getting away with little things the crew have seen 100 times before. And if you've ever watched another passenger and thought, oh no, this is not going to end well, please give the video a like because it really helps the channel. Number four, the passenger who thinks free means the cruise line is losing. Crew notice the passenger who hears the word free and suddenly changes direction, like a shark smelling blood. Free champagne, free raffle, free charm. They are looking for the passenger who thinks free means the cruise line is losing. Crew notice the passenger who hears the word free and suddenly changes direction like a shark smelling blood. Free champagne, free raffle, free charm. free spa consultation, free tasting, free anything. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying a perk. Cruises are expensive. If something is included and you actually want it, enjoy it. But this is where some passengers get a bit too confident. They think they are beating the cruise line. They think, I'll just grab the free drink, take the free sample, sit through the free talk, and walk away. Sometimes they do. But a lot of those free events are not really designed to lose the cruise line money. They are designed to get you in the room, then keep you there, then make the offer sound better than it is. That free glass of champagne can turn into an art pitch. That free spa consultation can turn into a product package. That free tasting can turn into a bottle you never planned to buy. And that exclusive onboard deal can suddenly feel urgent because everyone in the room is being told it is special. Crew notice the people who chase these perks because they are easy to read. They think they are hunting freebies. But sometimes the cruise line is the one doing the hunting. So, yes, take the freebie if you want it. Just remember, the ship probably did not invite you there out of pure kindness. It invited you because free is one of the easiest ways to get passengers sitting down, listening, and reaching for their cruise card. Number 5, the way you treat crew when you think nobody important is watching. Crew notice how passengers treat the people they do not think they need to impress. It is easy to be charming to the bartender when you want a stronger drink. It is easy to smile at guest services when you want something fixed. It is easy to be friendly to the waiter who brings you dinner every night. But crew also notice how passengers treat the person clearing plates, wiping tables, cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming hallways, or standing at the buffet, saying the same polite thing for the 100th time that day. That is where people show themselves very quickly. You might see a passenger ignore the cleaner beside them, leave rubbish on a table, snap at a buffet worker, or talk over someone like they are not even there. Then 2 minutes later, they are all smiles to someone they think has more power. But on a cruise ship, the invisible crew are not invisible at all. They see a lot and they talk to each other. So the passenger who is only nice to the crew they want something from is not as clever as they think. Because kindness travels around a ship, but so does arrogance. And that can change the way the cruise feels. The kind passenger may get a warmer smile, a helpful tip, a quicker answer, or that little extra bit of effort when they need something. The rude passenger may still get service, but they may not get the extra goodwill. They may not be the first person someone rushes to help. And if there is a choice between doing the bare minimum or going out of their way, crew are human. They remember who treated them like one. Number 6, the cabin that tells on you before you say a word. Your cabin can give your room steward a pretty good idea of what kind of guest you are, not because they are judging normal holiday mess. A suitcase open on the floor is normal. Shoes by the bed are normal. A wet swimsuit in the bathroom is normal. A few shopping bags after a port day is normal. That is cruise life. But some cabins tell a much bigger story. Food plates left too long, towels dumped everywhere, rubbish spread across the room, makeup smeared into towels, wet clothes thrown over furniture, the bathroom looking like a shampoo bottle, a toothpaste tube, and a sunscreen bottle all had a fight at the same time. Your room steward notices that fast. And the consequence is not just, oh, that cabin is messy. It tells them how much harder that room may be every single day. It tells them whether a guest respects the space, the crew, and the things in it. And yes, the steward will still do their job, but the passenger who is easy to look after is often the one who gets the warmer service. An extra towel, a fresh bucket of ice, a couple of extra hangers, a quicker response when they ask for something simple. The passenger who treats the cabin like a disaster zone may still get the room cleaned, but they may not get that same extra effort. Because there is a big difference between using a cabin and abusing it. And if your room looks like it needs its own rescue team by day 2, your steward already knows exactly what kind of week they are having. Number 7, the food complaint crew have heard 1,000 times before. Cruise crew notice the passengers who act shocked that a ship feeding thousands of people does not work like a tiny restaurant with a chef cooking only for them. You might see someone at the buffet staring at the eggs like they have just uncovered a crime, or someone in the dining room loudly announcing that the lobster was probably frozen. And the crew are standing there politely, probably thinking, yes, we are on a ship in the ocean, feeding several thousand people. That does not mean cruise food should be bad. If something is cold, unsafe, wrong, or genuinely poor, of course you can say something. But some passengers complain as if the ship should have a little farm, bakery, fishing boat, and Michelin star kitchen hidden downstairs. Crew notice the difference between a reasonable guest and someone who wants to turn every meal into a review panel. And the funny part is, the passengers who complain the loudest are often the same ones back at the buffet 2 hours later, making a plate like they are preparing for winter. Here is where it matters. The polite passenger with a real problem is much easier to help. They might get the dish replaced, a better suggestion, or a waiter who says, Let me see what I can do. But the passenger who complains about every meal, every day, starts to become predictable. The crew may still smile, they may still serve them, but they may not rush to go the extra mile for someone who is never happy anyway, because crew are human. If you save complaints for real problems, people listen. If every plate becomes a drama, the crew may already be thinking, here we go again, before you have even finished the sentence. And coming up, this is where passenger behavior can start to have real consequences. The person doing the right thing usually makes it easier for crew to help them. But the person who ignores instructions, pushes limits, or turns every problem into drama may find the ship starts paying much closer attention. Number 8, the excursion passenger who does not listen until it is too late. Crew notice the passenger who treats excursion instructions like background noise. You see them at the meeting point, half listening while checking their phone, talking over the guide, or wandering off while everyone else is being told where to meet, what time to return, and what happens if they are late. Then 2 hours later, they are the same person saying, "You true? Nobody told me that." But someone probably did. Cruise staff and tour guides repeat the important details for a reason. Meeting times, bus numbers, tender instructions, safety warnings, what to bring, where not to go, when to be back. And the biggest one of all, ship time. The passenger might think, it'll be fine, I'll remember. But if they miss the bus, lose the group, return late, or ignore a safety warning, the crew may not see them as unlucky. They may see them as the person who did not listen. And that can matter. Because if something goes wrong on an excursion, the first thing staff will want to know is whether the passenger followed the instructions they were given. The careful passenger who listened, checked the time, and kept the emergency contact handy is much easier to help. The passenger who wandered off, ignored the guide, and then blamed everyone else may still get help. But they may also get a very different kind of conversation. Because on a cruise, I didn't know does not always work when the crew watched you ignore the part where they told you. Number 9, the drinking behavior that makes staff pay closer attention. Crew notice very quickly when someone's holiday mood starts turning into something else. At first, it might just look like fun. A few cocktails by the pool, a round at the bar, a louder laugh than usual, a bit of dancing before dinner. Nothing wrong with that. But bar staff are used to watching the change. The passenger who starts interrupting people, the one getting too loud near families, the one arguing with their partner in public, the one who keeps ordering even though their words are starting to slide into each other, the one who thinks everyone around them is enjoying the show when really everyone is hoping they go back to the cabin. Crew notice before it becomes a bigger problem. And the consequence can be very real. A bartender may slow service down, they may refuse another drink, they may call a supervisor, security may start watching. And if a passenger becomes aggressive, unsafe, or abusive, they can be removed from an area, confined, or in serious cases, put off the ship. That is why the passenger who drinks, laughs, tips, says thank you, and knows when to stop is remembered very differently from the one who turns into a problem by 10 o'clock. Because crew are not just serving drinks, they are watching the room. And they know the difference between someone having a good night and someone about to ruin everyone else's. Number 10, the passenger who thinks lost items become a crime scene. Crew notice the passenger who loses something and instantly turns the whole ship into a suspect. A watch is missing. A bag is not where they left it. A pair of sunglasses has vanished. And before anyone has checked properly, the passenger is already accusing the cabin steward, the waiter, the pool staff, or the person who walked past their chair 5 minutes ago. Now, missing items can happen, and if something valuable is gone, of course it should be reported. But crew have also seen the other side. The phone that was in the beach bag the whole time, the wallet left in the safe, the jewelry tucked inside a shoe, the sunglasses sitting on a table 3 decks away, the suitcase that was not stolen, just collected with the wrong luggage group. So when someone comes in angry before they have even retraced their steps, crew notice that too. And the consequence is not just embarrassment. If you accuse people too quickly, the situation becomes harder to fix. Staff may need to document everything. Security may need to check footage. The crew member being accused may be pulled into something serious. And if the item turns up later in your own bag, that damage to trust does not just magically disappear. The smarter passenger stays calm. They report it clearly. They give details. They check the cabin, safe, drawers, bags, pool chair, dining room, and last place they remember having it. Because crew will usually try to help. But if you treat every missing item like a crime before anyone has looked, they may remember you for the accusation long after the item is found. Number 11, the rule bender who forgets the ship has cameras and crew everywhere. Crew notice the passenger who thinks rules are only for other people. The one saving a row of chairs by the pool with a towel and a paperback book. The one trying to sneak into an area they should not be in, the one smoking where they are not supposed to, the one ignoring safety instructions because they think they know better, the one who turns up late, pushes past people, or acts shocked when staff say, "Sorry, you can't do that." And the funny thing is, these passengers often think they are being clever. They think the ship is too big, too busy, too crowded, too distracted. But cruise ships are full of crew, cameras, card scans, supervisors, security, and other passengers who absolutely noticed what happened. You might see someone arguing with staff saying, "Nobody told me," or "I didn't know," when they knew perfectly well they were trying their luck. Crew have seen that performance before, and the consequence can depend on how far the passenger pushes it. Sometimes it is just a warning. Sometimes they lose the item they were trying to save, the seat they were trying to hold, or the privilege they were trying to bend. Sometimes security gets involved. And in serious cases, rule breaking can lead to fines, being removed from an area, being put off the ship, or not being welcomed back by that cruise line. The passenger who follows simple rules may not get noticed in a dramatic way, but they make the ship easier for everyone. The passenger who keeps pushing every boundary may think they are getting away with it, but the crew may already know exactly who they are. Number 12, the passenger who asks the right crew member the right question. Crew notice the passengers who know how to ask without demanding. And this is different from being rude, complaining, or trying to get something for free. This is the passenger who is friendly enough to ask a simple question at the right time. Not when the crew member is rushed, not when there is a line of people waiting, not while they are carrying plates, cleaning a spill, or dealing with someone difficult, but in a normal moment with a smile. Something like, "Is there a quieter place to watch sail away?" Or, "Is there a better time to go to the buffet?" Or, "Is there somewhere less crowded for coffee in the morning?" Crew know the ship better than anyone. They know which lifts get packed. They know which bar gets crowded. They know which spot is calmer. They know which food station people walk past. They know when everyone rushes somewhere at the same time. And sometimes the passenger who is kind and easy to talk to gets the little tip nobody else bothered to ask for. That does not mean crew are giving away secrets they should not share. It means they are human. If someone treats them well, they may be more willing to say, "Try this place instead," or "Go 10 minutes earlier," or "That side is usually quieter." The demanding passenger may still get the standard answer, but the pleasant passenger might get the useful one. And on a cruise ship, that tiny difference can change the whole day. Number 13, the one thing crew remember after you leave the ship. After the cruise ends, most passengers disappear into the crowd. The cabin is cleaned, the luggage is gone, the next group boards, and the ship starts all over again. But crew do remember certain passengers, not always the ones who spent the most money, not always the ones in the biggest suites, and definitely not always the ones who made the most noise. They remember the passenger who treated them like a person, the one who learned their name, the one who smiled in the hallway, the one who stayed patient when things were busy, the one who said thank you and meant it. And here is the part many passengers do not realize. If a crew member has really helped you, do not just say, "You were wonderful," and hope it somehow reaches the right person. Use their name, mention them in the survey, or ask guest services how you can recognize that crew member properly. Different cruise lines handle it differently, but named praise is much easier to pass along than a vague, "Everyone was lovely." And that can matter. It may reach a supervisor. It may help that crew member be recognized. It may help them stand out for the right reasons after working long hours, far from home, doing a job many passengers barely notice. The difficult passenger may be remembered because crew had to deal with them, but the kind passenger may be remembered because crew wanted to, and that is a much better way to leave the ship. At the end of the day, crew are not just serving meals, making beds, and pouring drinks. They are watching how passengers behave. And whether you are remembered for the right reason or the wrong reason can come down to the smallest moments. So be kind, be fair, and if someone on board makes your cruise better, mention them by name. It may matter more than you think. And if you made it all the way to the end, please give this video a like because it really helps the channel. I'd also love to know in the comments, have you ever seen a passenger behaving badly on a cruise, and did the crew handle it well? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next cruise video.